Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're watching Take It Out on the Groove.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Daryle, and we're closing out Black Music Month with a bang. For episode 108, I went out and I found Miss Melba Moore. And we're going to discuss her new album, Imagine. We're also going to take a walk down memory lane. It's not every day that I can have the opportunity to talk to a Tony Award winning, Grammy nominated, veteran of the theater, over 28 plus albums that she's recorded, 50 years in the entertainment industry. She just got a recent star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That was right after we did this interview. So I can't wait to talk to her again about that. Closing the Smithsonian Institute, received the Presidential Award from President Joe Biden. This woman is phenomenal. She has a strong story, and she shared it with us right here on Take It Out on the Groove. Now, I want you guys to like this channel, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and share it with your friends. Please help me grow this channel, and please help me spread the word about this. You can find out more about this show and every other show that I do by going to Daryle.live. That's Daryle.live. Stay tuned. So much more good stuff coming forth for you guys. And again, I thank you guys for your support. Now it's time to start the show.
They might be taping. Welcomes the legendary Melba Moore to Take It Out on the Groove.
How you doing, Miss Moore?
Fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Come on, this is wonderful. As you can see, I'm a huge Melba Moore fan. I am a huge Melba Moore fan.
I was just saying, you got a room full of Melba.
A room full of Melba, and I love you so much. I've come up with your sound. So I'm one of those babies born in the mid 76. So the Over the Rainbow, there we go. The Other Side of the Rainbow. That's the album that really resonated with me the most. And I went from there. But your name has always been a staple.
One of the main songwriter producers is the one who produced that song for me, Rahni Song, on this album.
That's what I
Other Side of the Rainbow.
Mm-hmm. There we go. And that's exactly something I wanted to talk to you about. You have a beautiful album right now. The album is entitled Imagine. And I've been living with this album, Miss Moore, for at least the last 3 weeks. When I first got the opportunity to interview you, I saw this and I said, let me listen to this. I want to listen to it through and through because this is somebody I really respect and I want to give it my ear. I started listening to these songs and I started getting stuck on songs because they were all so beautiful. So can we run down a couple of those songs? Well, let's
absolutely. That's the best way for me to do it because I can say whatever I want to, but it still doesn't allow the person that's watching us to hear it and experience it. But if you have, that gives it another dimension, I think.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So tell me about the beautiful first song that you laid on there. It's called So in Love. It's so sultry to me. But what did it mean to you?
Oh, what did it mean to me? Okay.
Uh-oh.
I hate to be religious or spiritual, but that's who I am.
I know.
And so I feel like it's so romantic.
Yes.
Because that's the romantic spirit of God.
Yes.
So it's more than just making love, or it's more than just us. I think it's really romantic love straight from heaven. So it's funky, it's beautiful, it's everything he created. That's what I think.
Now, you just touched on something before we even got into this. You were telling me about Rahni Song being on this, and I interviewed Rahni Song, Rahni Song, around 2018. And he told me around 2018 that he was working on some songs for you. Did any of those songs make this album?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Matter of fact, I think the one we're talking about is his in a collaboration with Chantel Hampton. He collaborated with her.
Wow.
He collaborates with some incredible people. And of course, he's a great singer.
Yes.
Great performing artist himself. And he's a great keyboardist and he's a great arranger. So when you hear me and you give me all these credit, you're really feeling Ronnie.
That's my guy. I love him so much. We actually were very, very close, connected back and forth. And throughout the pandemic, somehow we lost touch. So I got to reach back out because sometimes he'll just get offline, but I know he's really tapped into his music. So
Yeah,
I got to get back in touch with him. I
yeah.
really do. I'm glad that he did some things on this album because I really, really respect Ronnie. All right, Take Me Away. That is my favorite song on. Well, this is my co-favorite song on this album. We're gonna get into something else, but I feel like if you shoot a video for "Take Me Away," I need to be your lead. I came in here dressed just for
I know.
that.
Well, it's romantic, but I think once again you get the feeling that whatever's going on in the world, and the reason
Yes,
why people take vacations is the
yes,
spirit of the songs. It takes
yes,
you up,
yes,
and you really are feeling what it. Well, everybody knows the word is paradise.
yes, yes.
I feel like you're experiencing that, huh? The sweetness, the softness, the like you feel like you could fly.
Oh
Things
man,
you say all the time. I feel like that's how it feels.
it does because it's taking you away literally. Like when I'm telling you, I've been listening to these songs for the last couple of weeks, and I took this album on. I live in Los Angeles, so I took this on the PCH. I went from Santa Monica up to past Malibu, pretty much like the Oxnard border, and just came back on the coast the whole ride listening
Oh,
to
that
this.
coast by the water there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
that coast. Well, not that just that coast. I'm the type of person. I'm really influenced by and changed by nature.
I am too.
I go somewhere else. I
Yes,
guess I go to paradise. I'm saying I guess because if you're transmitted there, it's happening. So it's not the same as just talking about it.
that's right. That's right, Miss Moore. That's right.
I'm
Well,
glad
can't
you have that experience because I feel like Take Me Away feels like that. And
it
if
does?
you go by the water, it feels different than when you're on the land. And I'm a swimmer. I learned to swim in Atlantic City in the ocean when I was about 5 years old, and I've been a
Really?
swimmer ever since. My daughter tells me I might be a water sign. So I'm saying
When's your birthday, Miss Moore?
October 29th.
October the 29th. Okay, okay, okay.
But the thing is, I've heard it in some of my music before, like Peach Melba. I did that on the West Coast, and Gene,
Really?
Gene McDaniels was primary producer, and he lived up in the hills there. I can hear it in my voice.
Wow. So that's that different feeling because I heard a previous interview with you. I want to say it was the one you did in 2020 during the pandemic with Questlove, and you were speaking about how different your voice sounded. Is that the song that is that the reference that you're speaking of right now?
I'm talking about in general. In general, so and I think it's important because it's not me just personally, and it's
Yes,
something
ma'am.
that's transmitted, and it tells people how important their environment is to who they are
Yes.
and how they express whatever their life, culture, and style is. Has a
Yes.
lot to do with what's surrounding you.
Mm.
And I think everybody's influenced like that. I'm sensitive to it, and because
Yes.
I'm an artist and I'm performing it, we can focus on it and pay attention to it. And in this case, is really wonderful. So I could tell you that's in everybody.
That is. That truly is. Now, how did you encompass this during the pandemic? Because you recorded a lot of this during the pandemic, right?
Well, over a period of maybe 3 or 4 years. No, not just
Okay.
the pandemic. Yeah,
Okay. 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 That makes a lot of sense.
I was
Okay.
able to do it because really my daughter brought it to me, song by song by song, and she essentially brought it to me because her uncle Bo Huggins, which is the co-executive producer of the album, was bringing it to her. But he didn't really have a direct contact with me because he's the brother of my ex-husband, Charles Huggins. So we were not together. But of
That's
course,
right.
she's still with her family, so she
Yes.
was. So she would bring the songs to me, and I would listen to them, and um, it came together song by song, and
Yes.
no particular theme or purpose. We weren't trying to do an album.
Wow. So you just basically did you approach this initially almost like I'm just dropping singles? Were you looking at it from that standpoint initially?
I didn't approach it at all. Once I did my part, which was try to sing, could I sing the songs? And we all agreed that yes, I did a good job on it. Then that was their job. So
Yes. Okay. Okay.
And,
Well,
I really didn't find out until the last minute. So they had put the songs together, and it was going to be an album and not a single,
wow.
because
Wow.
everybody's putting out singles. So
That's right.
that's what I was doing. So I thought we would put out "So in Love," and then we'll put out whatever's going to be the next one. No, but they decided to put out an album. So it was. I should tell you who my daughter is. Her name is Charlie, Charli, and she's co-executive producing it with her uncle Bo, Charlie and Bo Huggins.
Shout
So
out
it's
to
going to be on
Charlie.
her label. Because I said, well, where am I going to put it? She said, well, okay, Mom, I'm going to form a label, and it's called Gallery Entertainment, so they can actually legally and formally do all the things that a professional company would do. So they're doing it. I'm finished except for talking about it.
Okay, I understand. I understand. So this is on Gallery and Orpheus, or
It
am I
might be
missing?
slash Orpheus, because I'm
Okay,
sure Charles, I think that's his company,
his company. Okay, there it is. Okay,
has
now I get
something
it.
to do with it. But I really haven't paid attention to it so much because
Yes.
I know them, I trust them. I'm not worried about if I'm going to make money off of it. I don't really care, but I'm sure, because I think it's probably the best thing I've ever done. It's going to do very well. Maybe later I'll find out who the companies are.
Yes.
No,
Yes. No.
I'm
No.
joking.
No. 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 I when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, Orpheus. And I remember that we'll go into that a little bit later. But I was just like, wait a minute. So she's still on. So now that makes sense. Now that
Yeah,
because that's your ex brother-in-law. Yes.
right.
So now, okay, now I understand.
And looking back, I realized that Charles and Bo and all of the people that they brought to their projects, if it was Mcfadden and Whitehead, if it was
Yes.
Van McCoy, if it was Jimmy Daniels, they were the ones that gave me all of these maybe 27, 28 albums that I have now that are successful. So I'm saying, wow, instead of me, you know, being upset about whatever tore us apart, I need to say thank you for what's left.
That's right. That's Miss Melba. You got a great attitude. Yes, yes, yes. I that's one thing I've always respected about you. I had the very first opportunity to meet you. Um, I want to say like around somewhere between 2014 and 2016. You, I was working in Atlanta at the sports station, and you came to see Larry Tinsley, and it was a Sunday morning, and for his gospel show. And I was coming downstairs as you all were leaving. I want to say you were doing a play. You and Bernadette Stanis, I want to say.
Bernadette Stannis, yes.
Stannis, yes, you guys were doing a play, and you were going to the elevator as I was coming off, and I was like, Melba Moore, and then and we sat there and had a brief conversation, and just the loving spirit that you had then. I knew that one day I was going to be able to have the opportunity to interview you, and I'm happy that it is today. Yes,
Well, I'm so excited and pleased that that's who God has made me. And He's allowed me the ability to stay that way with all of these different challenges, but
yes,
with all
ma'am.
these different opportunities. Because when you're talking about Bernadette Stannis, that was one of the gospel plays that I was
That's
starting to
right.
tour. And at that time, that's when it was during the time that my family and my business had fallen apart. But I
Yes.
believed in God. And so He sent me um, one of the plays was Mom, I'm Sorry. And I met people like Mary. On the road, I met um, Shirley Murdoch, who wrote a duet for me and her to sing. Do you believe it?
Really?
Yeah, you got to go listen to that. It's called
Where is
Call
this?
Me.
Where is this? Like
You
I'm late to the party.
okay? Go to YouTube. You'll find it.
Okay, I'm gonna find it.
Everything is on YouTube.
I'm gonna play that too. I will make sure that that'll be on Night Rides and Slow Jams. I'm gonna
Please, because
also do a
you
feature for you.
well, if you don't know me singing gospel, that's okay. But you know Shirley Murdoch.
I know you singing gospel though, because
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
is I went to see um with my grandmother while she was still here. We actually went to see you in a couple of plays, and I've heard a couple of your gospel songs. So that's really where my roots are. I grew up as
Oh,
a church kid,
okay,
and some of these
great.
records were actually belong to my grandmother. So that's the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about it. Everything is just coming back full circle. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Tell me about the song "Don't Stop the Rain," because that song to me, out of this whole album, it clearly said Melba Moore to me. It clearly, like, I felt the same way I felt about your '80s albums with this song. I don't know why.
I think that once again is trying to think. that strong, like you know that like kind of edge sound in the music, and then I can't stop the rain, I can't stop the pain.
Yeah,
I have these background singers where they're not really background singers; they're singing it with me,
they were. Yes.
and so it's an ensemble. You hear me as a part of. And I think Ronnie did that because he knows me in all these different aspects, and he's very diverse too.
He
And
is.
he can take some things, like we'll do some passes in the studio, and he'll just maybe take a few tracks and just have me do things alone, just ad libs,
Yes, ma'am.
just things, and then he'll put things around them, and so that it sounds like the whole arrangement really sounds like my personality.
It did. It did. To be honest with you. Now, did his sister sing any of that with you?
Whose sister?
Ronnie's sister did, because I know she sang on his Kingdom albums and a lot of his earlier works.
I don't know. I see when he
Okay.
does these things, he takes them and he does whatever he wants. So I don't know who he puts and what he does on them.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because
What I would take.
I give him complete freedom to do whatever he wants to do.
So you're like, hey, I'm gonna come in here and lay my voice down, and hey, you do what you do. I'm gonna do
Well,
what I do. And we
he's
keep
going to tell me, okay, Ronnie, what do you want me to do? Because once again, it's like looking in the mirror. I can do certain things, but then he'll say, well, try this because I hear, he hears such and such, and I'm going to
Yes.
try to do this with it. So
Yeah.
he'll take it and make kind of a patchwork quilt. How you say it?
Yes. Yeah. 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 You said it.
Yeah, kind of like that. When he puts it together, then, but it sounds like I'm so great by myself, but because
It
he
does.
makes everything fit so well.
You know, moving into this next song, there's this beautiful song on there that's called Imagine. And this song reminds me of heaven, like when I hear it. And even with this album encompasses the many facets of you to me. I've heard theater on this album, I've heard
Right,
R&B on this album, and I hear gospel on this album.
right.
Heaven is the first song that kind of hinted at gospel to me. Can you tell me about, I mean, not Heaven, but Imagine. Can you tell me about Imagine? Because it's very theatrical.
Yes. Imagine was at first an instrumental. And if you remember or you go back and listen to it, you'll hear this incredible guitar solo.
Yes.
And it sounds like it's maybe Brazilian or South American or something, the feel of it.
Hmm.
Because with R&B music, it's so deep and full and diverse. Of course, the rhythm always makes you feel it's R&B, but it
Yes.
also feels kind of Latin.
Mhm.
And in the beginning, there was no lead voice on it. But Charlie and Bo had them create a vocal solo part designed for me to sing.
Mhm.
So the whole thing was there, but they saw me there. And so they tailored that then to fit me. Or maybe they tailored me to fit it. But they did that because it is it's a spiritual song. It's imagine peace on every street. No more war, no more disagreement, no more disloyalty. I would call it gospel, but it's not a gospel style song.
It's not, but it's like one of those songs that's a great crossover. It's something that would cross over very well.
I guess we would call it inspirational.
Inspirational is the word. That's
If
right.
you trying to get a musical category.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I hate that we got to put everything in these
Oh no,
categories.
it's okay. God is the word. You know, I'm what I've learned. It's okay with me
Yes,
now that
ma'am.
I'm mature, and He's giving all of us, not just me, these
Yeah.
opportunities to just
Yeah.
spread out. The categories just kind of name it and identify, so people can say, "Oh, it could be that," until they go and download it and see for themselves.
That's right. That's right. That
Then you
makes
could call it whatever you want to. Just call me. And I think my message is it all belongs to God.
Oh wow. That's beautiful, Ms. Moore. Miss Moore, what got you to that point? Were you always a spiritual person? Were you always this?
No.
No. Hey, and that's a simple answer, you know. No.
A hardcore no.
No. No.
Well,
Well,
and
you
he said,
know, it
you
it
know what? I
happens.
didn't know I was.
Okay.
Then with each challenge and with each desperate attempt to either stay alive or recover or get back up again,
Yes.
um, you find that your roots are in God. And He's
Yeah.
the only one that could do it. So you need to
Yeah.
find out about Him. And
Yeah.
now, I can say, yes, I was always spiritual. I won't
Yeah.
tell you the whole story about that, but I realized that what I know now is that my mother was a single parent, which means that she was not married. I remember as a child growing up and hearing people talk about me like calling me a bastard because back in those days, not to get married and to have child out of wedlock was a big, 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 big deal. And the
Yeah.
one who suffered from it most was the kid.
That's right. That's right. I'm in that same category, so I understand. I
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. I
But the
totally.
important thing is that not only did my mother not abort me, she kept me.
That's right.
So you know what I feel about abortion. I'm not going to get into that because it's political and it's very, very strong. People have strong feelings about that, and I
Yeah.
want to respect all of their feelings. But she also had me christened
Yes.
or baptized as a baby. So I believe I looking back, I believe she put the Holy Spirit over me and took me and covered me so that whatever would happen to me, I wouldn't be lost. And
Wow.
I think that spirit stayed on me and grew.
I think that's the pretty much I think we have mirroring stories when it comes to that because I truly believe that sometimes I may lose my way, but I always seem to find my way right back to that destination. So
Mhm. And I
yeah,
think the longer you live and the longer you stay in it and the longer you see that God is extending your life and enhancing it,
yeah,
that you're
yeah,
not going to get lost. And that's the reason why. And
yeah.
so you might as well just go on and be spiritual and religious. And I know I'm not going to insult anybody here, but um, as I hope the album continues to be very, 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 very successful, and I relate to people and talking about it and everything, they will see. I'm not telling them what they should believe or do,
That's
but
right.
I'm revealing to them that we are brothers and sisters all on this planet, and we
That's
didn't create the planet. Now, what do you call that? You call it God.
that's right. That's exactly what you call it. I mean, there's no way to dance around it. Yeah,
No,
yeah. Well,
I mean, we I always want to be sensitive to not dragging people along with me or insulting them.
yes, I'm the same way. So I get it. I get it. I totally understand. I understand. That's beautiful. Um, this next song, since I took my heart back. Ooh, since you took your heart back. What a beautiful song. And that's this now this song is very inspiring. I played this for one of my homegirls who was actually she had actually just broken up with her guy, and she has been playing this over and over and over and over and over again. It's been empowering, and that's the word that she. Because I said, "What do you feel when you hear this?" And she
Hmm.
says, "I feel empowered."
Hmm.
So, what did you get out of the song?
Same thing. That when you first hear it, since I took my heart back, it sounds probably like it's saying, "I'm not going to be bothered with you anymore."
Yes,
It sounds kind of negative, but it's not that. It's saying, I was leaning on everybody else. I feel stronger and taller now. I've been holding back on the good things that I have inside me, and now that I'm going to stand on my own, I'm not going to blame you or someone else. That's really what it's saying. I'm just
yes,
going to uh, going to see what it's like to keep building and keep growing. And I was holding back, and I didn't even realize it. Now I'm going to let go.
yes, yes.
See what good things life will bring me. I think that's the message.
And it's a beautiful message. And I encourage everyone who's watching this, who's listening this right now on Blast Radio, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, wherever you're listening to this right now, make sure that you download this album. This album is called Imagine. It's available on streaming platforms right now. And right now, we're being visited by the wonderful, the beautiful Miss Melba Moore. Yes, yes, yes. Next song we're getting ready to discuss from this Imagine album is called Take Her Picture Down. Now, when I first heard this, I'm thinking, is she talking about on Instagram? Is she talking about in the house? Take this
No,
picture
that
down.
one's personal. That one's intimate.
Oh, this one what? Okay, tell me about this, Miss Moore.
Well, the lyrics are saying, come laying here on your bed. So obviously it's romantic.
It's very romantic, and you got me sweating right now. Let me get a towel real quick. Hold on. Hold on one second.
Are you serious?
Let me get a quick towel.
Woo!
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Take her picture down is where we are right now. Miss Moore, I had to step away because Miss Moore had me sweating. Tell me about take her picture down.
And I'm looking up here, and you and I here romantically together. I'm sitting up here looking at her picture.
No, that's got to come down.
Oh, take her picture down and put mine up on your wall.
But you know what? That should be common sense. Like, why is this woman's picture still up and I'm in this house? But I understand why. All
but
right.
you know it is common, don't you?
I know.
And I don't know. There's many scenarios you could put with it. Maybe they were just friends and it's growing into something. So it's
they were just friends. They were just friends.
You know, maybe it's time to say something now.
Yeah, they were just friends. They were just friends.
Our relationship is going on for a little while now. So, you know, the ladies usually the first one to say, we're going to have a little bit more commitment now. First of all, take her picture down off the wall. First of all.
It's always, but you know what? A real player should not be in the house with the pictures all up in the house like that, bringing another woman in the crib anyway.
Well, I don't know where the relationship is.
We don't know where it is. We don't know where it is. That's what I'm saying. So he clearly is doing something he ain't supposed to be doing. So yeah.
Well, at this point, I think at least she thinks so.
She thinks so. I got you.
Because maybe he doesn't think anything is wrong. Because you know, again, we're assuming that he's doing something wrong, but we're assuming that because of my attitude about
exactly.
She don't love you like I do.
Ooh. You know, this is a play within itself. That song is a
Oh, definitely.
You need to write
it's probably a potential reality show.
Oh boy, I would not want to be a part. I don't want to be in that video. Now, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I can be in the take me away, but I don't want to be in the take her picture down. That does not.
Take me away is more like paradise. This is more like earth.
I don't want to be on earth. Take me to paradise. Take me to paradise. Okay. My favorite song.
A lot of people like that song because it's joyful. It's fun. You know, a lot of men and ladies respond to it in a way say, yeah, and then they start using some, you know, other kind of language. But it's still in joy and it's still in fun, and it's not so ethereal that it's not.
That's right.
Well, it's kind of earthy.
Yes, yeah. No, Earth was the perfect. Yes, that was the perfect description of that song, Earth. Because I want to go to paradise. When I saw that song, I was very interested in seeing. I'm like, where's Miss Moore going to take us with this? Okay, all right. Mm-hmm. I see what that is.
Well, she's basically saying, I love you. I care about you.
That's right. That's exactly.
So now it's time for me to say that I'm committed to you, and I need to know that you're committed to me, or we're gonna have some real serious discussions about this here picture up on the wall. And you know what my stance is? Take it down.
Oh my God, you're gonna
make that part clear, and we won't discuss the rest of that.
Oh no. We go.
You know, feelings in this song.
Goodness.
But if I have to talk about this on the next album, well, I don't know.
No, I don't think Homeboy is gonna keep that picture up. It's gonna be some things in there broken if it is. Now I see pictures on. I see pictures on the wall right now. I got a lot of Melba behind me, but I see some pictures. I see some Melba behind you too. What's that behind you?
Okay, this picture is of me, and I think it's Robert Kennedy.
Okay, wow. Okay.
This is Charlton Heston.
Yes. Moses.
This is Bob Dole.
Wow.
I don't remember who the lady is.
Okay.
Over here, up here is Bette Midler.
Wow.
And here is Dionne Warwick, Bobby Brown, and Debbie Allen when we were doing the video for Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Yes, which is behind me over here. Yes, this album over here. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you had everybody on that. We're gonna touch on that in just a second. We have to hit this out. This song though. This is the song that I heard that I sent this to every gospel person that I knew, and I'm not in the gospel radio. Let's not. But I have a bunch of friends from working radio. Free,
Oh yes.
free, free. Free started out very theatrical. I thought of Disney when I first heard it because
You know, it's funny. I did too.
you did.
I was making a joke, but it does. It's I guess because it's me, because it was written and performed first by Chris Simpson, who was a gospel singer. He sang with Kirk Franklin, he sang with Don P. Key. So he's really hardcore gospel. If you heard him, you would not think of Disney.
Wait a minute. He pass away?
He passed away.
Yeah, I think I know of that. Yes, yes, yes.
So I
Yeah.
think it's just my personality, and I'm softer, and I'm a
You are
woman.
very softer because your voice is you're correct. Okay, you brought that element of theater to it, but when you brought it home, who the sun sets free, I was like, oh, whoa, 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 and then you start doing them ad libs. I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah, where's this going, huh?
wait a minute, and you know who I instantly thought about this song, and I wish that someone else would have heard what I heard was you and Rance Allen. I would have
Oh, I was a good
loved.
friend. I mean, well, associate of Rance Allen
Yeah.
because Bobby Jones,
Yes, Bobby Jones Gospel.
on one of the times when everything fell apart for me, um, I had a friend by the name of Donald McIntyre who introduced me to Bobby Jones and Mervyn Gales, which was his assistant.
Yes,
And they ushered me around to all of the gospel conferences around. So because I was born again and I didn't have any music, but I
yes,
wanted to figure out how to worship, and that's eventually how I met Shirley Murdoch and also got into gospel theater. And I didn't have any songs, but he was so sweet. I changed "Lean on Me" to "Lean on Jesus" so I could sing it because I'm not a gospel singer, by tradition.
yes,
Born again to the roots. I can't even
yes,
help it.
yes, yes.
So I think that's why it sounds like that.
I want to say this right now. Dietrich Haddon, I want you to jump on this song with Miss Melba Moore.
Yes, I
I'm
need
sending
help.
I'm sending this clip out. I think everybody should hear this. This will be the first promo clip I'm doing. Dietrich Haddon, you need to jump on Free with Melba Moore. I promise you it's going to work. That song, Miss Moore, you could just feel it like the way that the way that you delivered that song was everything. And you had me in the car crying. Like I'm talking about it now and I'm trying not to well up, but you made it make sense, and I really appreciate that song. I think when I first heard that, to be honest, like most of my records in Atlanta had all gotten stolen. 32 boxes of records.
Oh my
So a
God.
lot, so a lot of Melba that you don't see here was all taken,
Oh,
and
I'm
I was
sorry.
still kind of depressed.
Of course.
And when I heard you singing that song, because one thing about music with me is music is through all ups and downs of life, music has just been my friend.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
having thousands of records,
Oh
no
gosh.
fear. Yeah, that broke my spirit. And I heard Free. That was around the time when they first sent me this interview, and I was just, I mean, they sent me this like, listen, Miss Moore's taking interviews. You want to get on it because I had been reaching out to that company. I've been saying I want to talk to Miss Moore. I want to talk to Miss Moore, but I said I want to wait until she has a project because I thought you
Mm.
were working on something. I think I heard somebody say that, so I was like I want to wait. And as soon as it was available, if this was sent to me, but I was going through a depression, and Free hit me, and it kind of helped me get out of it. So I want to thank you for it. I want to thank you for that.
Well, it meant an awful lot to me, first of all, because he had passed away.
Yes.
And I've been through so much myself.
Yes.
So I knew that although I'm always sensitive to the fact that I didn't grow up singing gospel, so I have to make sure that I don't get intimidated in terms of thinking that I have to compete with anybody because they're really, true gospel singers, and remind myself I deserve a chance to worship God too,
Yes.
and to try to express to people what I hope will be a comfort and an inspiration. And
Yeah.
so that's my reason for trying to sing free.
But Miss Moore, I understand that you may not have grown up with the gospel chops and runs, but your voice is so beautiful and so powerful that you don't have to do that. That's the beauty within your voice. Your experience in life has given those same type of feelings like through these records. Like you don't have to do that.
Hmm.
So I mean that's just a different style of singing.
Hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
black experience. I mean, just keep it a buck. It encompasses a lot.
Hmm.
And you don't have to do that. You are an assassin. And I'm sorry, like there's not too many that can hold a candle to what you've provided throughout the years. So
Thank
um, I'm going to say that. And you hit one of those signature Melba Moore notes in that song too. You held that note, so I really, yeah, I was like,
you.
listen to this. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was attempting to do. So it really gives me great satisfaction because I'm a human being. I need to express myself too.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not just about a job or getting people to say that I did good. You need to connect. And so
Yes, ma'am.
it satisfies me an awful lot to be able to connect with a song that's a gospel song.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it was a great connection. It was a great
Hallelujah.
connection. Hallelujah. Yeah, yeah, it was a great connection. It was a great connection, and it really resonated and it connected to me. So
Good. Really
at
good.
least you can see at least one face. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
Um, the highest star. That's another motivating song. When I heard that song, it was very motivating. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Uh, when I heard the song, I thought I could probably sing it,
Hmm.
and that it was a beautiful song, and like "So in Love," it sounds like it's constructed to be a successful song.
It
So
is.
then I would just have to make sure that um, I still did my homework in expressing the importance of everybody needing someone to be the message,
Yes.
needs someone to look up to and to be inspired by, and that's the message of the song. So I thought it was a good song and that I could sing it and and still keep it believable.
I think you did
I
a
mean,
great.
I don't think I do a lot of vocal tricks on it or anything like not tricks, but
But again, you don't have to. Like, and I say that. You see how confident I said that. It's like anybody who knows Melba Moore, they know that nah, you don't want to play with that. Like you've always had that type of voice. Again, I came in more introduced through the '80s Melba Moore, but that through that, my grandmother taught me so much about you, about your theater work, and she would tell me so much about like how your voice would always stood out. So that's the thing about you. You don't have to do that. Man, you should never feel like because you didn't grow up in gospel or something like that. Because man, there's more you got it.
but if you listen to some of the gospel singers, they do
Yes,
things that you almost defy.
that is true.
I mean, come on now.
You mentioned too with Mary Mary with Tina and Erica. Those two are just
Yeah, they're beasts.
yes, yes. But they grew up in a household where everybody in that household was doing that. So that's different.
No, yeah, but it's different because you didn't. So how you gonna come out and if you're gonna be played on the gospel station, you're gonna be played alongside people like that. So you've got to at least think about it. Do you have something that
I
could make
understand.
you,
Okay, I see your point.
credible? Not that you're gonna have to try to do what they do because you can't.
That's right. But you do what you do. They're
Right? You're
more
going to see.
dunkers. They're dunkers. Like bam, they coming in, wham, and you're coming in graceful. You're more like Jordan. You're coming in, even though not dunking Jordan, but just you're graceful with it. You have grace with it. You still scoring points, but you're doing
Right.
it with
You,
layups. You're not coming
you,
in.
no, I can't come like that. I got to come with grace.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, I
And
had to give you the
that's what
sound
I'm looking
effects.
at.
Yeah.
Is it going to still have an anointing? Is it still going to be something that's respectful of
Yes.
everything, you know?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
so you don't feel intimidated by being played in the same genre or being in
I
the same
understand.
category because you're not trying to compete, but you want to know, are you bringing something to the table too? That's all.
I understand. Well,
Yeah.
you bring a lot to that table.
Thank you.
You do, and I appreciate that. I appreciate what you bring, and I'm always going to support it. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Joy and Pain. Joy and Pain is very theatrical again. I love the sound of Joy and Pain. What did that song mean to you?
Uh, an opportunity to bring the kind of more purely theatrical sounding
Yes, ma'am.
side, and to remind people that, oh, the Sense Theater, oh, Pearlie, oh, Les Miserables, oh, Chicago, my theater
Yes.
presentations, and that what they were all about is the joy and pain of life that everybody experiences, and that's so very important to try to express that thing that unites us. And I had an opportunity to do it in theater too, to remind you by having it in that genre.
Yes. Yes. Well, you closed the album out with a song called Forever. And you started out talking. And I felt like this entire song you were talking to me. Like even just like you're just thanking people for being there, part of your journey. And in listening to this, see again, let me stop. In listening to this song, I start thinking about all of the beautiful memories, even through you saying that I have with my relatives who aren't here anymore. And I start thinking about my times watching your television show, Melba, and just like it was just beautiful to me. Just it was like everything was it was like a bow tie, even though I know it's not over. But it was like you were putting a nice bow on everything.
Right,
What did
right.
you get out of this?
The same thing that you're saying, and
Okay.
usually you don't get an opportunity to do that in such a diverse way,
Yes.
and put all the different genres that you've participated in one album,
Yes.
and then just out and out say, just remember how it was, and and I'll tell you about my memories. But if you don't know about that, it will evoke you to go back and remember yours.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the whole point. Remember that this life is precious,
It is. It
and
is.
take time to sit down in quiet moments, and um, more than once, maybe even schedule time to sit down and go back and remember the
Yes.
life you have and the life you've had.
Yes.
From
And that song, I'm telling you, that song had me just reflecting so much. And I thank you for sharing that and even that song selection. I think this album is needed at this very moment. Just with all of the things going on within the world, it is a beautiful breath of fresh air that one of our legends can still provide a strong album from top to bottom like this, and it's beautiful that it came from you. And I'm elated that you took the time out to even record this. Yes,
Well, thank you. That satisfies me so much, especially I'm sure I am like you and so many people, well, everybody. We never knew that these times were going to be like this.
that's right.
And
That's
in some ways, they seem like they're getting worse and worse and more devastating and more brutal. And some people, instead of, I mean, it doesn't matter what we do, they're just not hearing that this is
yes,
a precious time. It's not going to last forever. And whatever time you have here should be spent doing something good. But I understand that because I didn't always know that.
yes, yes,
But those of us who do, seize the opportunity wherever you are to do something good for yourself and for somebody else. Because these are terrible, terrible times for so many people. And if they are for them, they are for you. You, at least, if you're being spared some of it, then take that precious piece of life that you have and offer up to God that you can have something to do with there being peace sometime soon, and some kind of government, government, and political sanity, and come back to what we thought we were trying to do in the beginning, to found this country on in God we trust.
yeah.
Now we know that wasn't true because we were slaves,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
but we kept trying.
That's right.
And it reminds me that um, now that I've been here in this industry, coming up on my 50th year, the
Whew.
time.
Hold on, we have to clap that up. That's
Yes,
right. 50.
yes.
Yes.
So this album could mean a new start for me.
It does mean a new start for you.
Well,
That
it's well, I don't
it,
know, but I'm saying I don't know too many people who do an album like we do now and have a career like we do now at your jubilee, because starting is not easy.
it's not.
But if we're going to have this life and not let just evil take over, you got to get up and start again.
Hmm. Man, you got me sweating again, Miss Moore.
No, you're not
That's,
sweating.
no,
But
I feel that. I feel the power in that.
this is what God commands us to do. It's not really up to us. And so I got to say that it's not nice. It's required of us
It is.
to get up and keep trying, because we're not supposed to pass away young. We're not supposed to get sick or stay sick. And we do that with each other, helping us to do this with whatever abilities we have as we continue to breathe. It's
Yeah.
commanded of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Thank
You
you for
know,
letting me say things so powerfully. I mean, so strongly.
Miss Melba, that's what this platform is for. When I created Take It Out on the Groove, I wanted to honor those legends, and I wanted them to say what they wanted to say. I started this in 2011, and when I first started interviewing people, I wanted it to be an avenue where you could just say what you needed to say, because everybody that's on this show is someone that I am a deeply a fan of, and your music has affected me and touched my life. So I want to hear what you have to say. It's not like I get to talk to you every day, and we're forever connected through this. So I want you to share this.
Thank you. Well,
Yes.
I
Yes,
appreciate the opportunity. I'm just letting you know, and your listeners and your viewers. I appreciate you.
Miss Moore, you don't understand how much this means to me. So it really feels good. I want to ask you a couple of like word association questions. You work with you've worked with a couple of people that I've interviewed before, and they all spoke highly of you, starting with Mr. Kashif. I
Uh,
interviewed him, and when I interviewed him, all he kept talking about was Melba, Melba, Melba. Every time that he and I would Skype, he would always talk about you. What does Kashif mean to you?
well, because Kashif and his daughter Tanya and my daughter are still best friends. We're family.
Yes, you are.
And musically, we're family because he gave me a new sound by bringing Paul Lawrence into our camp, which gave me Love's Coming At You.
Hmm?
He brought Lilo into our camp, which gave me Mind Up Tonight. He gave me a whole bunch of songs that I did with him. Um, I can't think of. Oh, he put me actually musically together with his music with Freddie Jackson, with the first song that Freddie actually wrote, because Freddie's a great songwriter too, wrote for me, and we worked together on the same bill. So I got a chance to perform with him, and then of course everybody knows him for the sound that he brought into the '80s.
Hmm.
Many people, Howard Johnson and some others, but probably most vividly with Evelyn King, Love
Hmm.
Come Down. So he put me in that genre.
And you got down with it. Now I'm gonna tell you something about this. I'm gonna tell you something, and I know that you're very in tune with social media, and you saw a big resurgence in the DJ during the pandemic. Shout out to D Nice, and
Right.
shout out to Questlove and everybody else that were very prevalent on Instagram during the pandemic. But do you know that there's a sector of us that spin these records every single weekend? Latino, black, white, in America, outside of America, and we reverence you in this highway. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
'Cause I knew that it was not only D Nice and the other ones that you mentioned. That there was a whole network of people who are keeping this music vital and alive, and not just here in this country. And so you give me the opportunity to say thank you for keeping us alive.
Yeah. Yes, people like Dame Funk and all kind of people who just really have embraced this sound and really have made it to the point to where it's spread out to so many different people.
Yeah.
Um, this for a lot of us, these are records that we grew up with, and we hear them and we want to share them.
Right.
For this generation now, like there's a lot of people who hear us play these things, and then
Right.
they come and it makes them feel good, and you
Exactly.
live forever, and you just keep
Exactly.
going and going and going and going and going. And I really want you to know that next time you're out here in California, I'm going to be watching to see when you next time you hear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ask Howard Johnson the next time you speak with him. He'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you he's popped up a couple sets that many of us have done. You will be so delighted. You will be so delighted. And there's a sector that people just really love you. And that was another reason why I had to get this interview. I felt the importance of it because we love you out here, and we're going to forever spin and push you.
My daughter, the new executive producer, Charlie
Yes,
Huggins, lives
yes.
out there. So I'll be up there to visit her and go to Disney and Universal. So
All
I'll put
right.
it on you too.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make sure that I'll make sure that we stay in touch because I promise you,
Please.
you and Charlie need to see that. You need to see it live and in
Yes.
person, and it will blow
Yes.
your mind. Like especially out here in LA, where
Yeah.
you'll see so many different. It's multicultural,
Right.
and you'll be like, "What is going on?" I didn't. Yes, like because it
Right.
blew me away. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And as a 45-year-old black dude to
Yeah.
go places and you'll see nobody looks like us in the room, but everybody is grooving.
Right.
It's the most beautiful thing you could ever see,
I mean,
especially for a legend.
that's what America should be.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. And it shows you how powerful that the music that you made
Yeah.
still is because it wouldn't be getting played if it wasn't.
No, if
So
people don't relate to it, whatever is going on,
yes.
it wouldn't still be here. So we
Yes.
have to be really grateful for that and support it ourselves too.
Well, we love you and we're gonna keep you going. We're gonna keep you going. Um,
Keep you going too.
Oh yes, you sure will because I promise you, I'm gonna make sure them
Good.
disco hits and them R&B classics that you've dropped, I keep them in rotation. So yes, and your slow jams, I cannot, I would be remiss. Falling to me,
Oh,
Ooh.
do you know why you said ooh to that?
Why?
You know who tailor made that song for me?
Please tell me.
Gene Mcfadden and John Whitehead.
Ain't no stopping us now.
Yeah,
Wow. Wait a minute, you worked with them early in your career also,
right. They helped me to
so
develop
they knew you.
my style. Yeah,
They
we're
knew you.
family.
You're our family. They knew you.
I
Wow.
work now with one of his sons, Dominic Mcfadden.
Well,
He's just,
yeah, I heard he was out here still doing big things. Okay,
yeah,
now.
he's a songwriter and producer, but he also does videos. He did my did he do my no he didn't do someone else did my Just Doing Me video.
Yes. Yeah. That wasn't not too that was okay.
That was not
Yeah.
too long ago, but he did another one. I can't think of the name of it, but
Okay.
I'm going to work with him on some more video work. Dominic, Jim McFadden's son,
That's beautiful.
and
See?
standing right here, McFadden and
Mhm.
Whitehead wrote that for me. That's become like kind of an underground
It is.
continual
It is.
support.
It
Trying to
is.
think of no one else to turn to. Beautiful, as you say,
Yep.
slow jam.
Yes, Lord. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes.
So you know how they write. They're so tender and so just they're not just tender. I mean, they're expressive. They're
Yeah.
just excellent songwriters and
But
lyricists.
it goes back to what I was saying to
Excuse
you
me,
about
about dance. That one is really John Whitehead's personality. If you don't know them personally, see you have to see. If you ever you've seen Gene and John perform, ain't no stopping
yes,
us.
I have. I
Well, in
watched
case
it.
you don't know them, John Whitehead is the taller one. He's kind of light skinned, and he looks like he's crazy, and he is.
And he was the one that was really
Oh yeah, pick me up again. Somebody will pick you up. That was
I
his.
like that.
That's the way his mind worked and how he thought. He was
Yeah.
just a ball of energy, and Hush Productions. I don't know what label they released that on, but it wasn't Philly International because Gamble and Huff would not allow them to perform. So it was our company that actually
Ah,
released Ain't No Stopping Us Now.
now you're gonna have me going through. I'm gonna have to move to Melba's to pull it out, to check it
Yeah,
out. But
you got to
yeah,
put
I'm
them
going
in
to.
there because don't be for them, I wouldn't be there.
Man, wow. See, see, and everything came for. Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
mm. Beautiful, beautiful. Tell me about Paul Lawrence because that's another gentleman I've
Oh,
interviewed, and he spoke very highly of you also.
well, Paul Lawrence should have been a performer as well,
Yes,
but the issue is he's really shy.
I can see that.
He's very, 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 very shy. Like he had the ability, and he just didn't have the confidence. But he's an incredible songwriter, producer, just total entertainment
Yeah,
package. He wrote "Love's Coming at You" and
yes.
produced it for me, and brought them back up production, everything.
You know,
So
a lot of I don't feel like he gets the credit that he deserves around that
it's
time.
because he
Also,
doesn't promote himself and he's shy.
that's exactly what it
See, and
is.
I had somebody call you and set up an interview so I could tell people that I'm doing such and such. Paul was
Yes.
very shy. He never promoted himself.
You know, I remember when I reached out to him. I reached out and I found him to get that interview, and that was because she passed in 2016. I want to say it was 2016, 2015, 2016ish. Um, when I had that interview with him, he was so shocked that I wanted to speak to him, and I was like, and we had the best conversation, and to this day, he and his wife still send me Christmas cards. They
Well,
still,
he's genuine like that. He's a good person,
yes,
and he's naturally humble.
yes.
I don't think he thinks of himself as you know. I don't know how he thinks of himself, but it kind of adds up to he's not thinking of himself in that position.
He's still
So
doing
he doesn't
production.
really do it. I call it shy.
I think it's called Popular Music, his company. I will make sure that I talk to his wife and I'll see if they can send you some tracks because he's still doing it big, Miss Melba.
Oh
He
no, I
is.
know. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Well, we did this, but I believe he could have some more tracks for me, and I
I
know
believe that he
he
does.
wants to. He would
Yes,
still work with me.
yes, yeah. I don't think that'll be a problem. I love to connect people, so yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. Tell me
Okay.
about Lilo. Tell me about Lilo.
Well, Lilo, I think he's a good all around performer, but he's a great songwriter. But I think he wants to be more of a performer.
Performer. Okay.
I'm not sure what he's so much of what he's doing now. I know he's always touring here and then. He's always performing. I'm
Yes.
not sure if he's putting more new music out, but
He
I
just
think
dropped something recently.
okay
Yes.
because he's a great, great, great songwriter as well.
Yes. Yes. All right. And this is the last word association. The incomparable Mr. Freddie Jackson. You got to tell me a Freddie Jackson story because that is one of my favorite male vocalists ever. I love Freddie Jackson.
You love his singing. Do you know Freddie?
I don't. I watched it. Oh, okay, so I've watched this podcast, which was funny. I've
I know it was
literally
funny if he was on it.
it was the most hilarious thing, and I
He's
don't know where
hilarious.
they are with that right now. I've been trying to interview Freddie Jackson for 11 years. I
Oh,
really I need to.
I don't know how he does in terms of him wanting to do interviews. All I
Yes,
know is he really should do stand up comedy.
he is hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Do you
And
have any
so
good Freddie?
my times with him have always just been a whole lot of laughing, silliness, because I'm this kind of a joyful person and silly too. So it's not we might not get an awful lot done if we're just left to our own devices.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's he's he should be stand up comic. I've done comedy, so so but I enjoyed doing just a little bit more with him. That again
Yeah.
was written by Mcfadden and Whitehead for us, and Freddie's much more an ad libber, and he's a songwriter. So he really, he and Gene and John kind of laid that out first, so that I could fit in there somewhere. I mean, it sounds like we're both doing it. But they really custom made it for us. It's
Wow.
real.
Wow. Yeah, that I remember my first real memory of Freddie Jackson was watching him on Showtime at the Apollo. And I want to say that it was like I can use a little love right now. That was one of those jams that he was singing. But at
Mhm.
the end of that performance, he does this spin into a bow, and it was the funniest thing. But he was so serious about it. It was the coolest, like only he could have pulled it off. And I
Mhm.
was just like, you know what? This man forever. Like I was the kid, in school. Like we all did it. Who you got, Freddie or Luther? Freddie or Luther? We all did it.
Right, right,
We all grew up in that age.
right,
But
right,
when I saw that performance, he won me over because I love pageantry. So I was just like, you know what? He
right.
got it. He got it. He got
I'm
it.
just saying, right, because a lot of people compared Luther and Freddie with each other, with two great
Yeah,
singers, artists. Yes,
different singers, but just beautiful voices of that time.
yeah,
Beautiful voices of
yeah,
that time. It ain't even fair to compare them to. They both are shining vessels that
right.
we
And
see.
really,
Yeah,
if you listen to them, they're very different from each other. But
very different.
I don't know. There's something about them. Maybe it was the time and the R&B genre that made many people compare them.
You know what it is with me? What I always felt? I felt Freddie made music for the younger group, and Luther made more music for more mature. Like my we all loved Luther's voice, but his music was more mature. Freddie had those songs that still you could still go out and dance to. Like "You Are My Lady" is one of the songs that I remember the dope boys driving down the street playing. Like they were riding around bumping Freddie Jackson like hard. Even
Yeah,
Outkast said it, like
yeah,
bumping Freddie Jackson. Like it's just one of those things that
yeah,
Freddie Jackson resonated with the streets, where Luther
yes.
was very, he was buttoned and it was poised.
Well,
You know,
Luther was older. He came before Freddie, so that's
that's right.
natural.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's exactly. It's a
that's
natural
probably what
process.
it was. Yeah,
It's a natural process.
yeah.
When everything is all said and done, Miss Moore, how do you want people to remember you?
That's well, a good person. um, I guess for caring about humanity and everything, but and longevity. That
Yeah,
uh, um, I think that if I continue the way I am, I will inspire people to last longer
you will. You will.
because it's
You
here for everybody. I'm not saying it's easy, but I mean, like if vocal teachers teach us how to um, live a lifestyle that supports the instrument, like if you're going to be a professional basketball player, your diet is taught to you, your
That's right.
lifestyle is taught to you. They bring you into a camp and they train you how to do this. And I think we only partially train our people how to do this because pretty much many of the things that I've learned that have not only extended my life and my career, they're probably techniques that I've developed myself. So I think I
Mm.
want to do some books and some things too to spread that out so people could have better lives. Even with music is an enhancer of your life, so it's not just something you do that you should do because you have a talent. It actually
Yes.
enhances your life. So spread that word more.
Weren't you a vocal coach at one time also?
No,
A
I
vocal
taught local
teacher?
music in the public schools though.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You were a music teacher, Miss Moore?
I was a public school music teacher,
Wow.
so I know it can be translated into a technique that you can translate,
I
and
would have
also
loved to have you as my music
your
teacher.
lifestyle, so that you both have a longer life and a better quality of life. You don't have to get so. I've never heard of so many cancers. That's a lifestyle.
That's right. That's the truth. That's the truth.
You
What
know,
were some
we go to the doctors, but by the time we find out, a lot of times the medicine is worse than the cure. So you want to prevent it.
Miss Moore, every time I see you, you are always together. You always have everything, buttoned and poised. What were some of the things that you incorporated into your diet that help keep your voice where it is?
You know
Because
why I'm laughing?
why? Why? Talk to me.
Because when I first met my now ex-husband Charles, the first thing he reminded me was, "Don't wear run over shoes. Put on some nice clothes. You are the packaging." Because I didn't care about that before.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He made me understand that not only are you the packaging, but if you want to be, you are a model. But that can be your goal and standard instead of I don't care. Yeah, so he was the inspiration for all of those album covers. He
Wow.
got incredible photographers, award-winning photographers, stylists, people like Giorgio Santangelo, who are great, great, great clothing designers and famous for what they do, to make these covers. They're pieces of art.
They are.
But he had to first tell me not to wear run-over shoes, and yeah. For instance, you got
This one is
yeah.
one of my favorite. Can you see it? This is
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones right here. This is one that you remind me of every auntie that I had. Like they had your hairstyle, and this is what really brought me to. I'm like, I love this woman. I just literally just.
And he developed that little tuxedo look for me. I have a
He did?
variety of
What
tuxedo
about
looks later.
that one and this one also? This is
Yeah, it's another version of a tuxedo.
it's another version of a tuxedo.
Yeah.
This was, yeah, I love that one, and I'm gonna show you my very favorite one. Is this? Uh-oh, that one just fell behind me. This is my very favorite.
I think we had
I'm gonna take the glare off of it.
well, actually, yeah, that I suppose too. This rhinestone, but it's another version of a man-tailored suit or a tuxedo.
That was I love that album cover. Like this one, to me, like I had a crush on this Melba. This was my Melba crush right here. This one, because this was around the TV show time, wasn't it? It's been so long.
I'm I'm not sure now.
Okay, yeah, I remember. I'm just going off of your hair. I remember how your
Oh
hair was.
yeah, you could
Yeah,
go by that. Yeah, what was
yeah.
the hairstyle? You could.
I was going off of your hairstyles back
You
then.
could.
But
Yep.
yeah, this was the one. This is the one right here. I love this album so much,
Right.
and of course I love Fallen, which is one of the ones that was taken. But
Oh,
Fallen is
so-
that's my favorite. That's
oh,
that and all the things you did with Mr. Lawrence and Kashif. I really appreciate those, and I
oh,
really
like this album in back of you, the red
which
one.
the red this one.
Yeah.
The
Now
other
that outfit is leather, but it's design. It's the
it's leather.
design. It's leather.
Let me see.
That
This is
white.
the other side of the rainbow album for those listening.
Yeah, but the suit is leather.
Wow.
And those who know designers know that's Roberto Cavalli.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh, look at this. Belt and everything.
Right. It's his belts. He designed these incredible belts with these buckles. Yeah, that's leather.
Wow. What an outfit. And I mean, even every song on here matched it. Love's Coming at You. Under Love is another one that gets
That's
heavily.
Chief.
Yep.
Under Love. I couldn't think of the names of some of the songs.
Mind Up Tonight. That's another one.
Right.
Lilo. I see Lilo wrote on that one.
Right. That's
Yeah,
Lilo.
there's some things on here like you've literally, I'm telling you, when you come out here, I'm gonna make sure I hit up Howard Johnson too because yeah, he'll tell you.
With Howard in UK, I think too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's great. Miss Moore, I don't want to hold you up more than what I've held you up. This has really been spectacular to me, and it's been a dream come true to actually speak to one of my heroes and somebody that's meant so much to me. I want you guys to make sure that you go out and you check out her album. Imagine. It's a beautiful album available on all streaming platforms. Follow her on Instagram at
Melba One More.
Melba One More. And I also want you to go to melbamore.com, right?
Yes, that's my website.
When will the linens be available? Because I want to order some. Or are they still developing that?
Well, the letters are ready, but we're developing the marketing company and all, putting
Oh, so
everything.
I can go ahead and order now?
You can probably order now. Yeah, you can order on melbamore.com. But I have some finishing that website, or
Okay.
actually redoing it.
Okay.
You call it a webmaster, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I changed the person that was doing it, so that's still been put together.
Well, we're
But
gonna get
I
to
would
it
say
more.
maybe 2 or 3 months.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna order some mint sheets because I thought those were pretty cool, and I'm
Okay.
definitely gonna get on those. Yeah, yeah.
It's,
And I
it's,
want everybody to jump on that
it's
also.
going to be called Melba Moore's Fine Linen.
Melba Moore's fine linen. We want to be on that.
Affordable and beautiful.
You know what? You have outfits going in the Smithsonian, right?
Right.
And it's somewhere else. Where else? Where else? Because I saw
The
that on your web,
Grammy Music
the
Museum.
Grammy. Yes, I saw
Grammy.
that on your Instagram page the other
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So not only did I just speak with a Tony
Oh,
Award
did we
winner.
say President Biden's Lifetime Achievement Award?
No, we didn't say that either. Oh my.
I guess we're not going to say it all. We're not going to be able to. I love it.
No, no, no. We can say everything. I just didn't want to hold you up, but like that's another thing. Like those accomplishments, like they're down here now for it's a summit going on down here, the Summit of Americas, right
Yeah.
down here. They literally you can't go anywhere downtown.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they've moved the streets. It looks like DC. How you know how you got to reroute
Yeah.
everywhere. Uh,
Detour.
yeah, everything's a detour. But is there anything you wanna make sure that we touch before we leave here? Because I don't want to miss
The
anything.
main thing is I'm doing so many things, and the main street of letting everybody know is so diverse and so broad. I just want to keep repeating, imagine the album until everybody's this whole way of getting to people gets to it. And I really have a successful album because it's going to let me do everything else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's definitely opened up my eyes to a lot of things, and one thing I want to say is this: a lot of times, like when we hear our legends make music, newer music, it doesn't sound like them. I
Mhm.
cannot say that about this album. This album sounds like Melba Moore, and I want all of my friends, especially all of my DJ friends, and all my music lovers, people who trust my music taste, and you listen to what I say. I would love for you to give this album a chance, live with this album, and support Miss Moore because again, she's one of our legends, and I would be remiss as a black man. I'm gonna support my black people, and I love you, Miss Moore,
Thank you.
and I'm thankful that you did this for me, and you mean the world to me, and I thank you so much.
Appreciate you. I've tried to keep everything in shape so that when we presented it, you would say exactly what you said. I still sound like myself.
You do. You do. You do. How now that's what I was asking you. Yeah, I don't want to miss that. Is there any type of diet or anything that you have to keep
Absolutely.
your voice in shape? Can
Because
you
your vocal cords are much more delicate than a basketball player's knees.
they
They
are.
will wear out if you don't learn how to take care of them. So yes, for you to appreciate that I sound like I did before and that I can still sing in the same keys means that you appreciate I did something very special to keep these things intact. To say thank you to God for giving it to me. I'm taking care of it and presenting you, my listeners and my audience, to judge whether that's true. Because I can't, I can say whatever I want to, but you all are the judge. And I'm saying to you, I appreciate you by taking care of my instrument. So
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very important to say that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, I think that puts a beautiful bow on it, Miss Moore. You're a beautiful soul, and I thank you so much again for this time. And I can't wait to see you again in person. I saw you one time in my life, and I'm going to see you again. So I'm going to
Me
make
too.
sure I'll reach out to you through on social media, and I'll make sure that I'll always make sure that we stay in touch and we're forever connected now through this interview.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
I'll
Thank you
never
so
forget.
very, very much for being who you are and sharing your audience with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Moore. Thank you so much.